Oh, okay, now I can hear you.
Wait, you can hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, I was about to say I was a little confused because I could hear your mouse wheel and I was like, what's going on? Anyways, good. Now, finally we can talk. It took too much time. So, first of all, don't worry. This is going to be pretty relaxed. You already had a session before, so we can leave all of the kind of boring stuff out of the side. So we can actually kind of talk about the stuff that's interesting. Now, in terms of structure, again, we're going to do the same thing we did last time. So I'm going to go over the stuff in your form first, and then after that, we're going to go over the bottom.
Okay.
Okay. Number one, you put down your sensitivities.
Oh yeah, I
What are
switch
your
between
thoughts
them a
on that?
lot.
Okay, why is that?
Um, like I like using low sensitivity, but then I get lazy aim, so I have to switch it like to a high value. But right now, I would say 7.4 is like I can play with that for a long time.
Okay.
So 7.4.
What is the reason for you to switch your sensitivity? Like, do you just go, oh, I want to change my sense, or like, what's the reason?
Yeah, lazy aim with the lower ones.
Or with the higher ones?
With the lower ones, like I like
Yeah,
my.
but with the higher ones, why?
Oh, with 12.
No, I'm asking. So, you were lowering your sensitivities, or were you only
No.
increasing?
I had I used Rie Jaehong's sense when I started playing Overwatch.
Mm-hmm.
And then yeah, I upped it to 7.4 since like I would always get fatigued and I would never look around because it was too much work.
Okay.
You
But
know,
now it's like all good.
Yeah, I
Everything
use the
com-
PMA method and I use 7.4.
Okay. I mean, again, like the specific number doesn't really matter
Yeah.
as long as you have something that you're kind of like comfortable with, because obviously changing it all the time isn't super hot.
Yeah, it's good. Not as accurate as the lowest sense, but then the good thing is like I don't get fatigued, so yeah, it's
Well,
okay.
Yeah, I mean, accuracy doesn't have anything to do with your sense. Like either you have good aim or not. You just need to get used to it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like the lower sense, I used it like for 3 years straight.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I have
Okay.
muscle memory.
Now, you said you wanted to go a pro, correct?
Yeah.
So, as what?
As what?
Yeah.
Overwatch?
Well, yeah, no
What?
shit. As what role?
I guess main support because I have Lucio.
Okay, so what characters do main supporters usually play?
Lucio, Mercy, maybe Bap.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So why do you play Widow, Tracer, Ana? I mean, okay, Ana I can understand. Okay, Ana is okay. Like, having a bit of flexibility for comp is fine. But why Tracer and Widow?
This is more like I just put my most played rather than my okay. It's my DPS alt, and I just put like how many hours I had. Tracer.
Okay, but why do you have a DPS alt?
Okay, with Tracer, the playtime that was from a long time ago, so that ring can be good. But with Widow, I get triggered like with all the good pro Widows in my game. Then I was like, I want to learn Widow then.
Well, but why would you want to learn Widow if you're a main support?
I don't know. I like sometimes I wanted to switch my roles because when I was playing Lucio, I felt so like I didn't feel any impact. So I was like, I want to be a
clearly
DPS.
there are top 500 Lucios. Like, the term Reddit Lucio is an actual term. So clearly Lucius can carry, you just need to learn how.
And then since 222 came out, I was like, Mercy's maybe going to be meta, and I'm like, I don't like Mercy.
Well, tough shit, you want to be a main support.
But I like Lucio.
Do you think flex DPS players like Brig when they had to play her for a year?
No, but I'll probably I'll try to learn her. I'll just play her, but
Like, what's more important to you, playing Lucio or going pro?
pro. Because I mean I can play Mercy. It's just like I want to play Lucio, so I don't want to be like a Mercy. Just play Mercy.
Well, yeah, but you're not always gonna be able to play whatever the frick you want. Sometimes you just have to play meta.
Yeah, Yeah, I guess it's okay. I mean, when I was on a team,
Yeah.
when goats was a thing, we played 4 DPS. No, was it 3 DPS? Okay. We played. So I had to play Mercy for the Pharah.
Mm-hmm.
So in scrims it's better. Just comp, I don't want to play Mercy. So I guess I would be able to play in a pro environment, but in comp no.
Well, I guess that's fair.
Yeah.
But even then, you're 3.9k right now. Actually, you're 3.5k. You're low masters, right?
I dropped.
So you know, if your mercy is at a 3.5k level, that's not really good enough to become a professional main support.
Oh, my Mercy is not 3.5.
What is she?
Gold.
You want to go pro? You showed me. So why is your mercy at a gold level?
Like I was thinking I was gonna learn her during team play.
Well, but what fucking team is gonna pick up a gold mercy?
I mean, like I'll be a GM Lucio, right? So.
I mean, yeah, but they're not gonna pick you up just because of Lucio.
Fuck.
Especially if Orisa Hog is being played, and with Orisa Hog, most people play Mercy.
Yeah, that's why I was kind of triggered when I saw the 2-2-2.
Well, I mean, here's the thing, like, you need to be realistic. If you want to go pro, then you need to enjoy main support in general, and that includes Mercy. And you can't just leave your Mercy at, like, you're not gonna become a professional Lucio player. That job doesn't exist. You need to become a professional main support, and being a main support also includes Mercy. You can't always play what you want to play. If you don't like playing Mercy, then you have to choose another role that isn't main support.
Yeah, that's why I played DPS. I was like, let me try being a DPS player, but then that's gonna. I like Lucio too much.
Well, yeah. So, does your likeness for Lucio outweigh your hatred for Mercy? Because you can't have it all. You can become a Lucio one trick, right? But then
Yeah.
you can't go pro. Is that a trade-off you want to make, or do you just want to learn how to play Mercy?
Well, short-term goal is top 500. Because like if I do that, maybe. It's like if I reach top 500, I might have a chance of going pro. If I don't even reach top 500, then.
You don't have a chance of going pro if you're top 500 and your Mercy is at a gold level.
Okay.
Like, there's no way around it. You need to have both your Mercy and your Lucio at a top 500 level.
And practicing Mercy in comp. So Mercy is mostly comms, right? That's what people tell me. No.
No. It's about being able to keep people alive while damage boosting as much as possible. It's about making the call on whether it's safe to rest someone without feeding. It's about movement a lot as well. Like when someone jumps on you, like some teams are running Genji right now, for example. If a Genji jumps on you, do you have the movement to juke him and to get away from him? Like there is quite a lot of decision making to Mercy. Like you don't have to aim, right? But it's still like you need to make a lot of split-second decisions.
That's the thing. That's my worst aspect.
Yeah, of course. Your Mercy's at a gold level, so clearly you need to put some work in there. But again, that's something I don't want to spend too much time on.
Yeah, maybe later I can get a VOD and.
That's something for you to figure out in the end. But yeah, just so you know, you can't go pro if you can't play Mercy. It's as simple as that. There's just really no other way around it.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. Now, 40 hours a week is obviously completely fine. Like that's way above average. So you're.
Well, that's during when I was in college. Right now, it's probably 60 or 50.
Well, yeah. Okay. Now we're starting to get like into excessive territory. Like you can slow down a bit. You don't need to play that much. Like 35 to 40 hours for someone that wants to go pro is fine. 25 hours is usually what I recommend for someone that wants to reach top 500. So you're well past it. Like the amount of time that you put into the game is not the problem at all.
Yeah. I noticed that after a while.
You put down some questions. We're just going to go through those questions top to bottom. how to get over comms anxiety and comm efficient. So the first one, comm anxiety. The reality is that you need to be confident if you want to become a pro player, because otherwise people aren't going to take you serious. Like, you need to go into a tryout block thinking that you have the biggest stick in the room. Like, they need to think, oh, Jesus Christ, like, this main sport, he knows what he's talking about. Like, he has a lot of game knowledge, right? But if you go into the block and you're like, yeah, you know, I don't really know what I'm doing, then nobody is going to take you serious. And you're probably not going to end up on that team for very long, if at all. So anxiety, comms anxiety, like, is not something you can get over. Some people can communicate confidently, other people can. And the people who can communicate confidently are usually the people that get picked up. And for main support, especially, being able to come confidently is pretty much one of the most important aspects.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, in terms of coming efficient, since you're main support, as Lucio, the majority of your comms are going to be pre-fight comms, which is ult tracking.
Oh, okay.
Do you know how to ult track?
Yeah.
Okay.
But then the PTR change, does it mess up everything?
No, it's pretty much still the same.
Okay.
You'll get used to it.
So yeah, all tracking. I've played the game enough to like just predict all.
Like, after a fight is over, you just call, they have X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
That's it. If you do that, you're already doing your job as a Lucio. Okay. On top of that, you can make info calls. If you see a widow top right, you can call widow top right. Again, the most important thing is that you keep your comms as concise as possible, right? So when you're ult tracking, you can't go, okay, let's see here. So they used grav last fight, so they don't have grav. They haven't used beat yet, so they're gonna have beat. They have nano blade as well, right? Like, you can't do that.
Oh.
That takes way too fucking long, right? When you ult track, you really need to go. They used grav shatter. They have beat, trans, and nano.
Okay.
That's how you'll track, right? 3 seconds, bam, done. Okay. You can also, if you want to really leave a positive impression, you can follow that up with a prediction. For example, they used Nano Blade. They're gonna have Rally, Shatter, and Beat. They're probably gonna engage with Rally.
Oh.
Right. I mean, okay, that's more of a goat's call, right? But you know what I mean, right?
Yeah. Predicting what they're gonna use.
Exactly. Like, okay, they used I don't know, they used fucking Bongo. They're gonna have Nano Blade this fight. They're probably gonna engage. Like, a call like that.
Or they're gonna engage with Bob or something.
Exactly. Like, just kind of giving your, like, it doesn't have to always be 100% accurate, but just kind of saying like, hey, be careful. They're gonna go in with Nano Blade, so people can kind of save their cooldowns.
Yeah, I do that for Sombra, I think. Or Pulse. I don't know if that's useful for Pulse. But
for pretty much, not for Pulse Bomb. Pulse Bomb doesn't matter.
I mean, sometimes I see the Tracer looking at my Ana, and I'm like, Ana.
It's a very, very small thing. Focus more on the bigger ultimates, like EMP, Blade, Shatter, Grav, that sort of stuff. And then during the fight, again, info calls. Like Widow top right, you know, they have no pull hook, break shield, like very small things, but as Lucio especially, the calls you make during the fight aren't actually that important. What teams expect of you are really just ult tracking, and then if you want to be a little extra, you can do the whole predicting thing, like what you think they're going to use.
Okay.
Mercy is even simpler. Mercy is really fucking simple, actually. As Mercy, you literally don't have to say anything except when you're going to res someone. That's pretty much it. I can't actually think of anything else.
Okay.
Like, even ult tracking isn't always done by the Mercy player. Usually in Mercy comms, the main tank takes over. If you don't have a main tank that can ult track, then of course you want to do it yourself, right? Like, initiative is always good. But yeah, ult tracking and then calling when you go for a res. The reason you call when you go for a res is just so your teammates know, like, hey, this guy isn't going to be able to heal us right now. We need to be careful. That's pretty much all there is to it.
Okay.
Does it answer the question?
Yeah, that answers it pretty good.
Okay. How to make a personalized training schedule? Again, that's very simple. It depends on whether you have a team or not. The order is always a VOD review, warm up, and then playing the game. You don't want to warm up before your VOD review. You don't want to VOD review after you play. It's warm up, VOD review. It's VOD review, warm up, and then playing the game.
So all pro players have to be able to VOD review, right?
I mean, usually their coaches do it for them, but in order to actually get to the level needed to get a coach, yeah, you need to be able to, learn the game for yourself.
Yeah, I'm trash at VOD reviewing.
I mean, the only way you can get better at it is practicing.
So practicing myself or looking at other people, like pros.
Both. You need to do both. You can use the replay viewer to watch pro-made sports, see what they're doing, and then compare that to what you're doing. If you die, what could you have done to prevent it? Why did you die? Was that play really necessary? Right? If one of your teammates dies or is being useless, then you can go, hey, is there anything I could have done to help him?
Oh, so
if someone on the enemy team gets a 3k, is there anything you could have done to stop him?
Oh, okay. And like one VOD review every day then.
You don't have to do one every day. You can do like 2 to 3 a week is honestly enough. Yeah, like you just need to, every couple days you need to have like a new set of goals, like just some new stuff that you can focus on, essentially.
Okay.
Yeah. How to network in esports? That's very simple. Just be good.
Oh.
Because if you're good.
Okay, that ties with the question at the end. I can tell you about it now, or you can read it later.
Well, I mean, I'm just answering the whole networking thing first.
Just be good.
Like, the way that you network is you play well in scrims, and then people go, whoa, this guy played well in scrims. And then they might ask you to try it.
Oh.
And then you're going to scrim better teams, and maybe they go, ooh, this guy was really good. And so on and so on and so on. Like, if you play well and your teammates like you, then people talk about that. And then that's how you get opportunities.
Okay.
So yeah, like networking happens completely automatically as long as you scrim regularly. Maybe have like a Twitter page or something, and you're actually good.
What about IRL networking?
What do you mean IRL networking?
Like events?
I mean, how the fuck are you supposed to like impress someone with your Lucio IRL?
True.
Are you gonna get some skaters? Gonna wall ride through the venue?
Yeah, true. Never mind.
Okay, you don't in esports you don't network like that, like at all.
No.
No one has ever gotten a connection by meeting people like that. Like staff, maybe. Content creators like streamers, yeah, definitely. Players, no. Like actually meeting those people doesn't do anything for you. Like, what are you gonna tell them? Like, hey, dude, I'm a 3.9k main support. Do you just here's my business card. Just in case you need someone, you can pick. Like, that's not going to work.
Alright.
If you're good enough, people will notice. That's all you need to trust in. Just trust in the process. Now, how to gain progress on the path to pro? Again, same thing. First of all, get to top 500. Once you're in top 500, join a tier 3 team. If you need help joining a tier 3 team, once you reach top 500, you message me, I can help you. Okay. Once you're in tier 3 team, you just own. And that's it.
Oh, the streaming help or no?
So streaming is helpful in the way that it allows people to see how well you play. At the start, it's kind of useless. It only becomes useful when you're at a level where teams have coaches. Right? Because players you can impress just by playing with them on ladder. But coaches, what we usually do is we go to their Twitch pages to try to watch their POV to see if they're worth a try or not.
Okay.
So at your level, no, not really. At a higher level, streaming can be pretty useful.
Okay.
Okay. And yeah, does that answer that question?
Yeah.
Okay. How to practice efficient? As long as you do VOD reviews.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't do VOD reviews.
Warmed up. Like, you need to go to every single gameplay session warmed up and with a goal. Right? The goal can be super, super simple stuff. I want to focus on not panic beating. I want to focus on using damage boost more. I want to focus on not dying every single time I res. Right? Those are goals that you can set yourself just by doing VOD reviews. Right? And then warm up again isn't super important for you as a main support. Right? As a main support, you don't really need to warm up. You can like go into FFA and play around with Lucio just to get used to wall riding, but besides that, you can just VOD review and then jump straight into comp. Okay? How to focus, don't get distracted, and multitask. What do you mean by that?
Like, sometimes, like when I'm playing, I get distracted and then I look at my phone and when I'm playing, and that fucks me
When
up.
you're playing,
Yeah.
you're looking at your phone.
I don't know, it's like, I need... Because I don't use comms, most of the time, so I get very, very bored. Maybe that's just me not being comms, you know, since you're a main support, calming is, or like, looking at the all tracking, that's where your brain is. So I guess when I don't do that, I get very bored.
Okay, you should not get bored playing the game. Like, at all. Like, you mean like when you die? Like when you're respawning? Or
Yeah, okay, when I'm respawning.
or like while you're actually like in the middle of a team fight?
No, not team fight, like respawning or team in spawn, or maybe some guy left or something like that.
I mean, you do actually like playing the game, right? Like the game isn't boring to you? The fact that you have to think about that question is very concerning.
I like the game, it's nice, but sometimes I like it's fun if I have a goal. If I don't have a goal, then it's boring.
I mean, isn't your goal to go pro?
To go pro, become a streamer. One of those.
Well, yeah, so you have a goal.
Like, I mean a goal in game, like VOD reviewing. Like, okay, I'm going to focus on blah blah blah, like beating, not panic beating.
Well, yeah, but you know how to fix that.
Yeah, okay, now I know how to fix that.
Yeah, but yeah, like checking your phone when you're respawning, like, okay. But again, ideally you should be ult tracking and kind of figuring out what's actually going on. Like, if your phone distracts you, just
turn
put
it
your
off.
phone away. Yeah, like it's not that hard.
Okay.
Okay. Does a lightweight mouse make you play better? No.
Okay.
Focus is gaming, but family made me go to college. I'll probably stay until I get my associate's degree, but if I show no progress in that time, I'm fucked. I'll probably switch to online classes to finish so I can focus on grinding. Again, that's completely fine. It's up to you. Although, again, keep in mind that right now, at low masters, you are very, very far away from going pro. Okay? You're about as close to going pro as a 4th grader is to getting his bachelor's. Okay? You're very, very far away. Even someone that's like 4,400 SR is still pretty far away from going pro. Okay? So,
yeah, going pro or being
sure
a streamer. Either of those goals.
Being a streamer is much more difficult than going pro.
Really? Wow.
How many streamers do you know in Overwatch that can make a living off of streaming?
Maybe 3.
Okay, how many professional players can you name?
Oh, way more, like, yeah.
So what the fuck do you think?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay, you see what I'm trying to say, right? You
Yeah.
can either become one of like the 4 streamers that can make a living, or one of the 300 fucking players that make a living playing the game.
Okay.
Again, both of them are very difficult, but clearly one of them is a little bit more difficult than the other. Okay. Yeah. Do you have any questions that we did not go over?
No.
Okay, good. Then, the VOD that you linked is like, you're fine with that one?
Yeah, the first game.
Okay.
I did play a bit above average, but yeah, it's okay.
Okay. Give me a second. I'm gonna quickly set it up. Copy link. All right. So I need you to click on this link. The password is 123, and you let me know when you can see the VOD.
Is it 12, 13 seconds? Looking for a match? Or 15?
I mean, I can just like skip.
Oh yeah, okay, it's working now. I was just making sure it's synced. Awesome.
Oh yeah, no, it syncs automatically. So you want to go over the Oasis?
Oh wait, what?
You want to go over the Oasis?
Yeah. First game.
Okay. Did you watch this yourself?
A little bit. Some parts.
Okay. What did you think was the issue?
I fed a bit, and I wasn't in my mana sometimes. And what else? I really fed a bit, wasn't in my mana. Maybe I didn't help with tanks because they died a lot. Yeah, I think that.
Okay. So what you need to do is you always need to look at it team fight by team fight. Okay, so we're gonna look at this first team fight. I'm just gonna let it run, and then I'm gonna show you how you would go about what you're doing. Okay.
Round left. Hogs. Oh, you can see.
Okay, good. At this point, would you agree the team fight is over?
Yeah, since we lost our main and our DPS.
So now I mentioned earlier, the order that you go through is first you look at your deaths, second you look at your teammates' deaths, and then third you look at enemies that are being overly affected. Right. So in this case, you didn't die, so the first part is out.
Okay.
You're not the you dying is not the reason you lost this team fight. Okay. So we can skip the death. So we need to look at what your teammates did. Okay. The first person that died here was Winston, and the second person that died is the Genji. Okay. Now the Winston died through the Orisa and the Hog, and the Genji died through the Ana and the Ashe. So it's not like a single person on the enemy team was carrying, right? If, for example, the enemy Ashe killed both the Winston and the Genji, then you need to take it into account. But in this case, the Genji and the Winston were both killed by different people, so you don't focus on the enemy team, right? So now you need to ask yourself: what did you do to prevent the Winston and Genji from dying here? Like, what were you doing?
Hogs.
Nothing.
Okay. Now there's two ways that you can help your teammates. You can help them by either distracting the enemy team, or by just, again, like literally using your abilities to help them, right? So healing them, for example, or shielding them, or speeding them, right? So what you need to do in this team fight is you need to distract the enemies so they look at you instead of the Winston and the Genji, and you need to use your auras to try and help those two people. Okay? Does it make sense so far?
So going the back line or?
Well, being with your Winston and the Genji, yeah. Do you understand the thought process?
Yeah, I get the thought process. Like, first look at your deaths and then look at who needs help on your team.
Okay. So your Winston and your Genji died. Is there anything you could have done to help them? You need to look whether you could have distracted someone on the enemy team so they look at you instead of your teammates, or if you could have used your abilities to keep them from dying. In this case, what abilities can you use to help your teammate?
I have boop, so I could have used that for maybe the halt.
That's more for distraction. That's less for helping. Just for helping. What can you do to help them? What can Lucio do to help his teammates?
Speed them around. Because I tried to amp heal the Winston, but then he got a one shot because that mercy damage boosts the Hog.
Did you though? Did you though? Look at the Winston. Do you see how he's already low HP?
I mean at the end, but yeah. Yeah.
Are you healing him right now?
Nope.
Okay. So by the time he has been low HP for all this time,
Hogs.
and you weren't healing him. Okay. So Winston can survive getting hooked in, no problem, as long as he's full HP. Is this Winston full HP right now?
Nope. He's half.
Okay.
Almost half.
No, he isn't half. He isn't
Is-
half. What does armor do?
It then reduces damage.
It essentially halves the damage that you take. Right? So that means Winston has what, 300 regular HP and 200 armor, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But the
Uh.
200 armor halves the damage. So he essentially has 400 health. Right? So 300 health plus 400 health, that's 700 health. Right? So right now he actually has less than
Less
half
than
of his...
half.
Okay. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And not only that, your healing aura, it doesn't care whether it's healing up armor or HP. It's going to heal up both at the same exact speed. So if you're healing up armor, you're essentially healing twice as fast. Does that make sense? Healing up 200 armor takes just as long as healing up 200 HP, but healing up the 200 armor effectively gives you 400 HP. Okay? So, if you would have been with him, then you could have healed him essentially twice as fast because you would be healing up armor instead of HP, and that armor would have made sure that he doesn't die to this hook.
So
Okay.
do you think I should have used AMP or no? If I was
Yeah,
with
of
him?
course you should have used amp,
Okay.
yeah. Especially once he got hooked.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So, that's number one. You could have saved him. Okay. So we already know that if you would have played more forward and more with your Winston Genji, then the Winston wouldn't have died. And the Genji probably wouldn't have died either. Because if your Winston doesn't die, that means that the enemy team is going to look at him and focus him down. And if you are in the front line yourself, that's even better. Does it make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Okay. When the enemy Genji dives your Ana, she has Sleep Dart. She has Nade. Okay? If the Genji dives your Ana, you need to help her, but that doesn't mean that you have to babysit her. Right? You can be with your front line, and once the enemy Genji jumps on your Ana, you can turn around and go and help her, and she can buy you enough time by using her Nade and her Sleep Dart. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. Because, yeah, I was in the back line. I was just looking at Anna to make sure there's no flankers.
So, this team fight, clearly, you could have done a lot more. You could have prevented the Winston from dying, and maybe even the Genji from dying. Okay, look, did you see what the Ana just did?
Yeah.
Look what the Ana does. Clearly, she can fend for herself, so you don't need to babysit her. Okay?
Genji won.
Okay. So, first team fight, you weren't with your front line. That's something that you can focus on,
Poor D.Va.
right? In future, try to be a little bit more with your tanks
Yeah,
so
that's
they don't
why I
die.
play in D.Va sometimes. You always get bullied.
Okay, right now you're just in kind of a regrouping stage, so not much is happening. Hexing back the Ana is good. Good, so now this is the second team.
Helden sterben nicht.
You should dive high ground. Just got fucking hooked out of fucking.
Good. So, now, you didn't... Like, at this point, after the Genji Blades, the teamfight is pretty much over, right? Okay, so we can agree on that. The teamfight is pretty much over. Now, you didn't die. You're not... So, you didn't lose the teamfight because you died. So we can skip that again. Okay. Now, the people who died on your team, the first person to die was the Ashe. Okay, because of the Dragon Blade. Right? And then the Ana died probably because she tried to sleep him and she wasn't paying attention. Okay. So the real problem here was the Genji with his Dragon Blade. Right?
Yep.
What can you as Lucio do to deal with Dragon Blades?
Oh, I could have told my team. I could have tracked it and then told my team to be spread out for it or something. Prepared.
No.
Because I don't
That
have
wouldn't have
beat.
prevented
Or
the
I could boop. Boop Genji?
The boot wouldn't really have done much either.
Distract
Okay,
him?
what can Lucio do?
Speed my team away from the blade. Right. Nah.
Technically, yes, but again, the problem is that you used you needed to heal up your Winston, so you didn't have amp available. Okay, what is the only thing that a Lucio can do to realistically deal with the Genji blade?
Beat.
Beat, exactly.
I didn't have.
Did you have beat here?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so what's the next question we need to ask?
Why don't I have beat? Because I.
No.
Nah?
We know that the only thing you could do in this situation would be using beat, right?
Yeah.
But you're missing 30%. So now we need to ask ourselves, what?
Why am I missing 30%?
Mm-hmm.
Because from the first
Okay.
fight, I didn't heal the Winston. I would have probably had it.
And you probably would have dealt a lot more damage as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
And look at the pre-fight of this team fight as well, right? You're not really doing anything during this pre-fight either. You're not really landing a lot of poke or anything, right? You're really just kind of shooting the shield.
Helden sterben nicht.
Okay. So the reason that you lost this team fight is that you didn't have beat.
Should dive high ground.
The reason you didn't have beat is because right here you weren't doing anything besides shooting the shield. And in the first team fight, you weren't with the Winston. So the reason you lost the first team fight is also the reason you lost the second team fight. Do you start to see what's going
I'm
on?
sitting in the back lane. I'm not in the front lane. You know, the thing is, this VOD's really.
Just got fucking poked out of.
I'm playing my team a lot, and that's what I never do. I'm always in the front line.
Well, that's good for you, but I'm just looking at the VOD, so...
Yeah,
I can
I
only
know.
take it at face value.
Poked out of fucking.
It's okay.
Another
Yeah,
good
never
team lane
mind.
dive into this.
So, do you know why you lost the last two team fights?
Yeah, I wasn't playing with my tank.
Yes, you did. So, let's look at the third.
Oh, they rezzed it.
I'm gonna use beat to engage.
Can nano blade, but I don't have.
Okay. You said we're gonna use beat to engage.
Yeah.
Actually, let's just... I'm just gonna let the...
Do it quick. Be engaged.
Dude,
Oh,
it's too late. Yeah, I didn't want to beat.
Okay. First of all, you don't beat to engage. It's very bad. Because what happens if you use beat to engage? What does the enemy team do?
They run away.
Okay.
Right.
So what the fuck does your beat do if the enemy team isn't shooting you and they just run away? It's just gonna decay, and it does nothing. Okay, so you don't want to beat to engage. What you want to do is beat to save your teammates. Okay, you want to use your beat when?
When my team's critical.
Okay.
Oh, they rezzed
Or a
it.
big. I'm gonna use beat to engage.
Can nano blade, but I don't
Yeah.
have. Do it.
So
Oh, they
right
rezzed it.
I'm
here,
gonna use beat to engage.
Can nano blade, but I don't have.
what do you think should you do?
I mean, they're already so
There
critical.
are two teammates who are critical.
Oh yeah, I should
and you
beat
have
now.
beat. So what should you do?
Beat.
Yes. See, like, it's so simple. You're overthinking it. When should Lucio beat? When people are low HP. Are people low HP here? Yes. Do you have beat? Yes. Do you beat?
Do it quick.
No, you don't.
Dude, it's too late.
Until it's
Yeah,
already
I didn't
too
wanna,
late.
Yeah. I didn't want to beat.
So your Genji died. Okay. Again, did you lose this team fight because you died? No. But your Genji died. Was there anything you could have done to save the Genji?
Beat.
Yes, there was.
Yeah.
You could have beat it when you
I'm gonna use
saw
beat
that
to
the
engage.
Genji
Can nano blade, but I don't
was critical.
have. Do it quick.
So, that's team fight number 3. Do you understand why you lost team fight number 3?
Yep.
Be
very fucking
Dude, it's too late. Yeah, I didn't want to beat. We're all dead.
Okay. So, 3 team fights down. All of them lost, even though you could have done something to
I
prevent
mean,
those losses.
we're all critical.
But you're even telling your team we all were critical, but you still didn't beat.
Okay, they don't have Bob, they don't have Blade.
Okay. So you die. This doesn't matter. This is not a team fight. You're just waiting to reset.
Blade now.
Down maintenance. This one.
Okay. This is team fight 4.
Genji on B. No, where's Genji? Oh, and on the right. No,
Okay.
Mercy. Oh, that's Mercy.
Yes,
Ash
close
is
to
top
Mercy.
right. Ash is top. Ash is higher.
Okay. So it looks like you're winning this
It's
team
okay, we
fight.
got the healers, so we can kill them.
Actually, are you? Okay. So you're winning this team fight, right? So technically, this is not a lost team fight, but I still want to look at this team fight to see if you could have played it better.
Okay.
Okay. So, did you die?
No.
No. Okay. So we need to look at your teammates dying, right? So we see that your Tracer died, your
okay, we got
Ana
the
died,
healers,
and then at the end the Winston died. Okay. So now we need to look if we could have done anything to prevent those deaths. Okay. The first death is the Tracer. So let's look at the Tracer
Genji
dying.
on B. No, where's Genji? Oh, and on the right. My Mercy. I mean.
Ash is top right.
Okay. How did the Tracer die?
She got killed by a hog. But
Okay, but how specifically did the hog kill her?
Hook, I guess. I don't see the hog.
Listen.
Is
Turn
it?
up the volume.
Okay.
Turn up the volume.
Oh. Genji on
No, listen.
B. No, where's Genji? Oh, and on the right. My Mercy. I mean.
Ash is top right.
Did you hear that?
Oh yeah, that was hog. Hook.
There was a hook. Yeah. So she died to the hook. Is there anything that you can realistically do as Lucio to protect someone from a hook?
Boop them? No. Yeah. Yeah.
No. If a Tracer gets hooked, she's fucked. You can't do anything. If you were Zarya, for example, or Brigitte, then you could have done something. But you're Lucio, and as Lucio, there's nothing you could have done. Okay? So Tracer dying was out of your control. There's nothing you could do. The only thing you could do is try to get hooked instead, but that doesn't really fix your problem. Right? So the next death we need to look at is the Ana. Okay, so let's look at how the Ana dies.
B. No, where's Genji? Oh, and on the right. My Mercy. I mean.
Ash is top right. Ash is top.
Okay. So, how did your Ana die?
To Arista shooting at her.
To random spam damage.
Yes.
Okay. Again, is there anything that you could have done to save her?
Could have amped healed her.
Okay, so you could have used Amped for
Oh,
one,
where's Genji? Oh, and on the right. My Mercy. I mean.
Ash is top right. Ash is
but
top.
you didn't Amp.
Oh, and she probably got shot by Ash.
Ash is higher.
Right?
It's okay, we got
So, again, not like a huge amount that you could have done,
Because
but
that's what I
again, you
knew.
could have
Ash is top right.
you
Ash
could have
is
at least
top. Ash is
tried
higher.
to Amp her.
It's okay, we got the healers.
And then the
so
last
we
death
can
is
hold
the
on.
Winston. Was there anything that you could have done to save the
Ash
Winston?
is higher.
Maybe speed amp, then switch. It's okay, we got the healers. So we
Yes,
so I could reach
that's
him
one
faster.
play. And again, the main thing that you could have really done is, okay, so the Tracer died because the hog looked at her. The Ana died because the enemy Orisa looked at her. Your Winston died because the Ash and Hog looked at him. Do you agree?
Mm-hmm.
All on the same page, okay. So, what can you do to make sure that the enemy team doesn't look at your teammates?
So look at me.
Make them look at me.
Oh.
Do you feel like you were doing everything you could have done to
No.
get the enemy team to look
Oh,
at
and on the right. No. My Mercy. I mean.
No.
Ash is top right.
Okay.
Ash is
So
top.
even
Ash
though
is
you
higher.
won this team fight, you almost lost it.
It's okay, we got the
because you had
healers, so we
zero
can-
enemy attention on you. Was there a single person on the enemy team that was actually looking at you?
Nope.
No.
I was in like no danger at all.
So even though you won that team fight, there's clearly still a lot that we could have done better.
Okay, that explains a lot why when I read it sometimes it just works out even if I'm feeding.
Yeah, but like that's like is there anything I've said so far that's like super high IQ or super overcomplicated?
Nope.
Like it's just you just need to ask yourself these questions. It's all very, very, very
So
straightforward.
yeah, Genji definitely has blade. Yeah,
Okay,
Bob.
well,
maybe.
so this is team fight number 5. So you
Mm,
lost
Nanoblade,
3,
yeah, then
and then you
Nanoblade.
won
Yeah,
the 4th one. This is team fight.
So I don't have beats, so.
Okay, your tracer died. Why did she die?
I want to say Hog hooked her and then Ash shot her. Because why would Hog? Yeah.
Let me listen to the volume real quick. So I actually have no. I need to figure out myself. Give me a second.
Blade, yeah, then Nanoblade.
Yeah, Nanoblade.
So I don't have beats, so.
Yeah, she got hooked. Okay. Is there anything that you could have done her to save her?
No.
Yeah, not really much. Again, the only thing you could have done is draw enemy attention, but you weren't.
Make the Hog maybe try to hook me, so you waste hook.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so my Redditing kind of works sometimes.
Well, yeah, but it's important to understand when you should Reddit and when you shouldn't Reddit.
Yeah, maybe I should have. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. Aggression control. Being passive. Play safe. Play spread out. Yeah, that's the thing with me. It's either I int or I do this. I'm in the back. I have to learn how to do both.
So the tracer, again, like you couldn't, like saving the tracer wasn't guaranteed, right? Even if you would have distracted them, there's still a chance that they would have killed the tracer, right? Don't forget that.
Yeah, Ash can one shot her.
Now,
I don't want to take it.
right here, your Winston died. Again, is there anything you could have done to save him?
He was asleep. He got hooked by a Hog. They were all Arista boosted. Yeah. I mean, I could have gone in Ampton, but then I would have died too.
Well, I mean,
Ah.
would you have though? If you're good at wall riding, then you can play in like very forward positions without dying.
Oh. Yeah.
Right? The only way to find out is to actually do it, right? Or the only other way that you could have saved him is with
Distraction?
No, we talked about that just now. You could have saved him by distracting the enemy team and amping, but what else can a Lucio do to save a Winston from getting one shot?
Beat.
Beat, but you don't have beat. Again, you're missing 30%. So we need to look for moments where maybe you could have farmed up your beat. And one of those moments was right here. Right?
Is that
The
a
reason your
tracer?
tracer died, yes, that's what I'm saying. Okay, why did the tracer die?
Because he was low. Wait. No, she got
What?
hooked.
Okay, but what was she trying to do when she got hooked?
She was trying to go for the health pack, probably.
No, but why did she need the health pack in the first place?
Okay, yeah, because he was low. And
Okay.
he could have healed a bit.
Why did she get low?
Yeah,
What was the tracer trying to do? What was going on in her head? Do you think she just ran into the enemy team to die?
She wants to distract them.
She was trying to distract them. She was trying to shoot them.
So,
Okay. What does shooting do? Gives you ult charge.
yeah, ult charge.
Okay. So the reason the tracer died there is because she wanted to shoot the enemy team, farm ult charge, and to distract them. Right? So, what prevents you from doing the same to get ult charge?
Yeah.
So you could have distracted the enemy team, and you could have gotten ult charge, which would have given you beat to save the Winston. So if you were up front shooting the enemy team with your front line, then your tracer wouldn't have died because the enemy Roadhog would look at you instead of her, and your Winston wouldn't have died because you would have had beat to save him.
Okay. So I don't have
make
beats,
sense?
so play safe. Play spread out.
You can put him to sleep.
Go to sleep.
I don't want to take it.
But yeah, instead, this is what happens. Look, do you see? Look, do you see what you're doing here? Did that look like dying to you?
Oh no.
This doesn't look like dying to me. You're literally right above them, but you're not dying. right? So clearly you can afford to be a little bit more offensive.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, again, at this point, your Winston is dead, your Tracer is dead, so you're in kind of a shit
I don't know,
position
Nate.
to begin with. And again, you're not like, look at how little damage you're doing here. Like, you're not doing anything. You're not shooting anything. You still don't have beat. Beat could be very helpful.
I don't know, Nate.
Could have saved your Ana. It could have saved your Diva. But you still don't.
McCree's still alive. I got
Could have
beat.
saved your McCree. But you don't actually get beat until your entire team is dead.
Genji on Ana.
Now at this point, this is basically just turning into a stall fight. Whenever you're in a stall fight, it's really just about being as annoying as possible and staying alive. Because it's very difficult to
Hog
really make
Vampire?
like objectively correct decisions in situations like this. Like, did you see that right here? Look, the hog hooked
Oh,
you.
no.
He hooked you while there's a Winston and a Hammond behind him.
And he gave
Okay.
time for my Winston to ult.
Yep. So look at how much. Do you see how much your Winston is doing? He's just zapping and zapping and zapping and zapping. But if he would have gotten hooked, then there's a chance that he would have just gotten one shot. Okay. Now right here you die. And again, the reason you die is because you're not wall riding. Why are you on the ground? You're Lucio. You need to abuse high ground. You need to be above the point here.
Okay.
Right? You
Yep.
need to wall ride as Lucio. That is your God-given passive ability. So yeah, every single team fight in this game you could have won very, very, very easily.
By just being aggressive. And helping my team.
Yeah.
No, never mind. The other boards I'd probably be aggressive, but I wouldn't be helping my team, so it's okay. Winston, come to me for heals. I want to go
And
beat.
look, you're wall riding. Like a Lucio. Also, this team fight dragged him for ages. Jesus H. Christ. Okay, you actually have a beat this time. You wasted the enemy roll
nice,
hook.
nice.
Right? That hook could have gone into the Tracer, but instead it went into
Nice,
you,
nice.
so the Tracer gets a double kill on their support.
I'm going after Ash behind He's one.
Okay. Look,
Yeah,
you're on
Ash
the
is one,
edge.
yeah.
You're completely
In
taking her
their
out of the
backline.
fight, and you're actually going to kill her.
Okay, I'm
Do you see how you're actually distracting the enemy
Yeah,
team?
I'm going Diva again.
You're having them
Go kill
focus
yourself.
you
It's
instead of
easy.
your team.
Yeah, you could have just
Yeah,
killed
we
yourself.
And
gotta
you're
give
getting
up- we gotta give
kills.
up a little bit. Yeah, please don't get picked, Daryl.
So you're being much, much, much more useful. Okay, now I stopped counting. This is like team fight number 7 or
Yeah.
something. I don't know.
This went for a while. They have a Tracer now.
Okay. So this time you're with the Winston. You're missing a lot of shots. Okay. Again, a little bit greedy with the boost. But okay, at least your Winston isn't dead this time.
Try to get that bongo.
You're distracting the
Gotta get that
Tracer,
bongo.
which in of itself is good. But you didn't pay attention to the McCree on the
Gotta
left
get that-
side.
Oh yeah. I could have saved my amp for him, well, probably also.
No, because you saw that your Winston was getting hooked in.
Oh.
And if your Winston gets hooked in, then you want to amp him, obviously. Okay. The issue was that you weren't with the McCree. Right. The enemy Tracer ended up distracting you, even though you're supposed to
Try to get
distract
that
her.
bongo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Anna used nade behind. I'm going after her.
Okay.
Try to get that bongo.
Also, or even that. Okay, let's say you weren't with the McCree. After the Winston gets hooked in, again, you need to continue being annoying. You don't really want to get into a 1v1 with the Tracer. You want to focus on here. Oh shit, let me draw. On here and see if you can help your team get a kill.
Try to
Right.
get that bongo.
But during this team fight, you're neither helping
The Ana
your
used
McCree,
nade behind him.
nor
right
are
after
you
her.
helping your team get a kill.
I got the
Nice,
Ana.
Okay. Right here, you're getting the kill
Just
on
get
the
Ash.
Ana, which again is like really, really nice. But at this point, it's already too late. So during the second half of this fight, you were useful. Okay. So like right here, you're with your team, which is good. Okay. So if I had to like so. Okay. So useful, 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 useless, 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 useful.
Ana used nade
useful,
behind him going
useful,
after her.
useful, useful.
I got.
Okay. So at the start you were useful because you helped your Winston. After that you were useless because you were just wasting your time with a tracer. And after that you were useful again because you killed the Ana. If you would have just skipped the tracer thing and went for the Ana straight on, then you could have killed the Ana much sooner, which means that she wouldn't have healed as much, which means that your teammates would have had an easier time killing people, and it would have also allowed your McCree to stay alive, who then might have been able to kill the tracer.
Ana. Just get Ash. Yeah, never mind.
Helden sterben nicht.
Bob.
Okay. Do you have any questions?
Do you have Do you have any like any questions you can ask yourself whenever you're in game, like to be aggressive and when to be passive? Because yeah, that's have a problem. It's either I'm being way too passive or I'm being way too aggressive.
I mean, that's something that you figure out through VOD reviews.
So just do VOD reviews, so then you learn and you get used to it, and you can do the decisions in game.
Exactly.
Yeah, VOD reviews. Yeah, that's what I keep running away from. I can play the game forever, but VOD reviews, I probably like have 2 hours.
I mean, you
total.
saw like how much we got from just this VOD review.
Just not even
And
with
nothing
one
we
round,
said.
you know.
Nothing we said was ridiculously complex or big brain. Like, it's just simple shit. Okay? Like, you don't have beat. Why don't you have beat? Because you weren't shooting anything for 20 seconds.
Okay.
Okay? Like, it's all, you know, pretty straightforward. Like, you just can't be scared of doing VOD reviews.
Yeah, that's alright. I am scared of doing VOD reviews. Okay, so do a VOD review, warm up FFA, right? That's good enough.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, yeah, okay, I do FFA, so that's okay. And then you said play for like on your video. You say play 1 hour, 20 minutes, break.
No, it's just like how many breaks you take is really up to you.
Yeah, I really.
It's just kind of
don't mean
a
breaks.
health thing.
Okay.
So you stay healthy and you don't die.
Okay. So yeah, VOD review. That's all I need to do, probably, to learn the
Very,
game.
very, very straightforward. Yes.
Okay, and then when I reach advanced stuff that I like, not simple stuff like this, that's when coaches come in.
Yeah, but again,
This is all
you
simple
won't
stuff I can
reach
get.
that point until you get to a much, much higher level.
Okay.
Because all of this like master level stuff is still, you know, again, like fairly simple.
Okay.
Good. Then I think we've talked about everything there is to talk about. You can go to this page and leave a review. And if you have any questions, you just DM me.
Okay. Thanks a lot, Iostux. Good luck
Have
with
a
your
good
next
one.
session.
Thank you very much. Have a good one.
Yeah, you too. Thanks. Wait, I don't know another review. I've left.